everyone, this is Kat. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have two journals here, and these are my 2023 creative journals, life journals, so they are pretty big, so I'm gonna go and flip through these for you today. With all my journals, I write right here the dates about the time period between each of these journals. So this is January 2023 through to September of 2023. So this is an Archer and Olive notebook that my husband actually gifted me for Christmas or 2 years ago, and it's a pretty salmon color with the little bee and the flowers. And so this was the first, I believe, no, this might have been my second square journal. And so yeah, I will go ahead and take you through these pages. I will let you know that I do have some like papers covering certain parts because I do keep things personal, usually when it deals with my nephews or any other personal things. So I'm going to flip through and talk through this with you. So I did previously do a flip through of the first half of the journal, I believe. So I'm going to quickly go through some of these pages. But this is a quote, "All my life you have been faithful." And then that's the cover page. This is my favorite song. I actually put in this paper and then put the washi here. So this is not the end cover. Does that make sense? So this is my word of the year. It was simplicity, or at least the first half of this year. I kind of went away from a word of the year and did more of a word for the season. So this is simplicity, the quality or condition of being easy to understand or to do. So I wanted to have a very simple outlook on life, just kind of take things slower, more restful. You will kind of see though that as the year goes on, it was a busy year, so to speak. These are just family goals, my husband and my goal, and then I always put a verse that goes with my word of the year. So a heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. Proverbs 14:30. So just being at peace by having a simple lifestyle, being at peace will give life to the body. But envy rots the bones. So oftentimes we try to compare and to others. And I know for me, especially seeing a lot of the journalers out there, it is hard for me to not compare. And so that was just a great reminder verse for me. This is new releases and readathons for the year, and I didn't really use this page, so this was not recreated. These are places that we've been, my husband and I have traveled to. So this again is the first part of the year, and so I like to put down the different states, books I've read. So you can see that I read a lot of historical fiction, Christian fiction's kind of with historical fiction most of the time, but this is more of just contemporary Christian fiction, and then historical fiction is more biblical and biblical fiction. But those are the two main ones that I do read. I did read a lot of classics this year, non-fictions, quite a bit of sci-fi actually, and mystery thriller. But there's my rating system, and this is just continued more. So more of that non-fiction, Christian fiction, historical fiction. If you're new to my channel, or if you've seen my reading channel, those are the top 3 that I do read a lot from, those 3 genres. This is a series tracker, and the red's basically series I've DNF'd, I don't longer want to read, or I decide they're just not for me. And then green is completed, so I have quite a few that I'm still working through. Again, this is the first half of the year. More reading spreads. These are some books that are my favorite so far of the year, and so I put the rating system underneath. So a lot of the times they are 5-star, but sometimes if I have a month like May where I don't have a 5-star, it'll be like a 4.5, very close to that. My 20 books in 2023. My A to Z challenge with book titles. And a lot of these spreads you're seeing are book related. That was the intention of this journal, but then it over time created into a lifestyle journal is what I'm going to call it, a creative journal. Okay, so this is my year at a glance, and so each month I post a picture of something big that happened that month, or like something special. And so this is from Chantel's Read Your Bookshelf Challenge, and so I just cut up the little prompts and paste them there, and then put my books there. This is Paperback and Ponytails and Bethany Brings Books. They did a Ring in the New Books readathon, so you're also going to see a lot of readathons in this journal. And then here we are in January. I did a little gnome theme, and these are some like ideas that I wanted to do in the month. So this was fun to create. TBR readathon, prompts, video ideas. Oops. Gratitude. I'll cover all my gratitude stuff up. Mood tracker. Coloring his hat. Okay, and then you'll see some spreads like this where I did dedicate for holidays, birthdays, trips, and so this is New Year's Day. So we created these two recipes. This is black eyed peas salad, and it was pretty good. Very like fresh tasting. And then this is one of our favorite dishes, but it's basically French toast casserole. So really, really good. And these are Pioneer Woman's recipes. Okay, this page is dedicated to my nephew who was born that year. And this is my Read Around the World, which I put the books, the number of books on this side, and then where the author is from, and then the setting of the book where that is from. And that's basically like the countries. And then I attempted to do like the states of where the author resided or where the setting was, but that was pretty time consuming and tedious, and I didn't really like it. So anyway, I don't think this made it in the next journal either. Just video ideas. This was my favorite book of the month, The Horse and His Boy by C.S. Lewis. And this is basically made with pencil, so it's kind of rubbing off a little bit, but I try to put elements from the story that I found interesting, and I write like quotes or things about the story that I like. So these are some quotes, and it's like a little review. So alright, now we're into February, and it's like a Paris theme. So here is just, again, ideas. A lot of these are washi and sticker, and so you'll see more of the calendar, gratitude, moods, like little stamps. Backstreet Boys month-long readathon. I can't remember the name of this readathon, but I did make my own template off of Canva, so that way I could size it to fit here. So if I can remember, I'm gonna put who it was from, like down here on the screen. Is more video ideas. This is Valentine's Day. So, and again, I put pictures, usually of the meal that I made, and then a little bit of what happened during the day. So we both actually worked that day. here we have my favorite book of the month, which is Bread of Angels by Tessa Afshar. Love her, my favorite author. And more quotes I have here, and then I just did like a simple drawing, trying to attempt like that purple dye, that linen, because it was a key element in the story. Then I started to do my wrap-ups here and like put the ratings, number of ratings, and then the order of the ratings, and then like I usually put like a little personal update there. Okay, this one was fun. This is craft paper, and I looked at the old Scrabble pieces and like attempted to make them like Scrabble tiles. And then these right here are supposed to be violets, I believe. I think these are violets. This was largely based off of our anniversary. So we usually do a list or a chart where it tells you like the traditional gifts you would give per each anniversary, and then like the anniversary flower. And so for year 5, which you'll see later in here, some pictures, but for year 5, the anniversary flower was pansy, but the traditional gift would be wood. And so I thought wood tiles from Scrabble. So that was the thought process. Okay, there's the calendar. This is some washi, old washi I got from Michaels. I realize I'm not doing a great job at explaining where I got different things from, and I apologize. I'll try to be better at that. This is, again, just covering that. Mood tracker. This was March through your TBR. I think that was at Paginator's channel. I printed the template from that channel. I put some tags on here. So this is spring break, and spring break we also celebrated our 5th year anniversary, and we ended up going to Fredericksburg, and so we went to the National Museum of the Pacific War because we do enjoy history. And so I did put some pictures here and just documented time. And so yeah, I really like this spread. I think it's very like springy, peaceful, has like the pastel color with the green. It's pretty. So my favorite book of that month was Boo by Renee Gutteridge. So just decorated a lot with stickers, and then March wrap up and a personal update. April, I think this one really was a favorite on my channel, but this was blueberry themed because I really was getting into like the greens and the bright colors. And so these are the spring plans. This is washi tape, and this is Spring into Christian Fiction readathon that Katie at Paperbacks and Ponytails hosted. And so I put my TBR there. Gratitude, mood tracker, or the blueberries. And then this is Easter, and of course I put paper over my family, some of my family. But I really like this spread. This is also another one of my favorite spreads. Just the color combination, the way the pictures are put, and just like the simple use of stickers and a lot of like this blank space. I just think it's really nice. So this was like a fruit salad we did, and we always take a picture with the blue bonnets. So yeah, and my grandmother. These are just tags that I did. My favorite book this month was Wistress, and that's by Nadine Brandeis, and I really loved this book. I feel like this was not a favorite spread that I did, so I didn't do it justice, I feel, but that's okay, we move on. wrap up, and then we hit May. May is my husband's birthday month, so he got to choose my theme for the journal, and so he's a science teacher. He's worked in a lab prior to becoming a teacher, so, and his degree was in microbiology, so there you go. That's why science is the theme. And this was kind of fun to do, the little helix, double helix. And then each of the titles for the days of the week were elements from the periodic table, so that was fun to do. Alright, so here is the gratitude page. Then I spelled out moods, and then I did like live bacteria on a petri dish for the moods. More tags and video ideas. This was Mother's Day, and so there's my mom. We look very similar. But yeah, I did dedicate a page to each mother, like in my life, like my family, with my aunts and grandmother, my mom, my cousin, my 2 sisters. And this small section here is actually dedicated to me. This is the first time I guess you're hearing this on the channel, just to be a little real for this moment, but I have had suffered miscarriages before, and it was pretty hard, but I know that we will have children one day, and I just wanted to dedicate this spot here for, I guess, for my children that are in heaven. And you know, I know that I am also a spiritual mother among my siblings, and you know, being a teacher and touching lives, and so I just wanted to put a little dedication thing there and just take it as a day of remembrance. So anyway, we're moving on. In happier terms, I guess, it's my husband's birthday spread, and I did do this cool little flask, like as if it was like part of a globe, and it looks like the galaxy in there, so that was pretty fun to do. I think this is caffeine, maybe? Actually, I don't remember what this is. I don't remember what the elements are, but I think one of them's caffeine. But it just shows us at a glance what we did for his birthday, and he is a Legend of Zelda fan, so we kind of did a Legend of Zelda party. This is when I got him that Master Sword for Christmas one year, so we just displayed that. And he got little sword bookmarks. That was fun, just the whole day. Favorite book of the month is Part of My World, and this is by Jodi Benson, and I love Jodi Benson. Her story, her testimony was very inspiring, and she is the original voice of The Little Mermaid, which is why you see The Little Mermaid here. And so I just had fun creating this. This like collage effect I really like, and so I started to experiment more like with collages in my second journal. Right here's the wrap up, and then we entered June, and June is a orange theme, and I saw this theme. I can't again remember who I saw this theme from. A lot of my inspiration is taken from book, like off of Pinterest, but this one specifically I remembered that was taken from, and I'll put down below where I first saw it, but they did it with lemons, and so I decided to do this with oranges. So this is washi, and this is like a waterfall effect, cascade effect, I guess. My calendar, gratitude, mood tracker, which is like an orange, And then this is Katie's, what's it called? Read Around the World-a-thon printable that she has on her channel, which is at Paperbacks and Ponytails. And I attempted to do a 48-hour reading weekend, and I played her game, tried to get to the end in 48 hours. So these are just some rules. That was fun. I might do this again. This was at Beautiful Minutia's channel. She did a summer bingo, and so I wrote down all the prompts, and then I just kind of flipped up the books that I did read for those prompts, and then I put an X when I completed it so I could see if I got a bingo. So there it is. There's the bingo right here and right here. Then I attempted to do season-a-thon, but I just was not feeling it at this time. Too many readathons. And I like to look for different readathons, so I tried a lot this year. This is when my husband and I went to Fort Wayne and Indiana, and so we actually went for a national JBQ festival that we are a part of, and he got to quiz master at this festival. So if you kind of know, JBQ is basically Junior Bible Quiz, where teens all over the nation compete by basically reciting God's word, or like answering questions based off of God's word. And it's just a fun competition. It's just great to see the growth these kids go through, especially through the discipleship you lead the kids through. Because yes, though it's a competition, they're also getting the word in their heart, and you can actually talk to them about the word and what specific stories mean, and they're quoting scripture. And so we really like to give our time for this. So this was just a fun trip, but also a trip that we know that's going to have eternal value. So this is Father's Day. My dad and my husband's dad and a friend right here. So I also dedicated it to my husband because he is a father for our babies in heaven, but also spiritually he is a teacher, and I know he touches lives in just his friends groups and everything. So here's a mid-year reading check-in, book tag. And then my favorite book that month was The Healer's Apprentice, and I put a sticker of Sleeping Beauty because it is a retelling of Sleeping Beauty, and so I thought that was fitting. And then my wrap up. Okay, now we're in July, and I think this is where I stopped in my last video. And if you're here, thank you for going through that first half with me, especially if you've seen my other video. You're a trooper, but you might have seen things that you haven't seen before. This is a flamingo theme because I was into flamingos at this time. I don't know why, but I got this washi tape that I really wanted to play with, so I think that's probably what the inspiration was. So I did like, this cool like circular cutout, and so I tried different things here where I did like my key for book one that I've read, and I put what the book was and tried to keep track of when I read it and how long I read it. That didn't last, but I thought that was kind of cool to start. And so yeah, this is paper, not washi, by the way, this part. Okay, stay gratitude, my mood tracker, and this is washi, very thin washi, so that took a while to kind of go across diagonally like that, but I really like the sheen to that. This is hashtag Ketchup-a-thon, which is the Sunday edition. I think Krista at Books and Jams was a co-host, or I think she created it. But I decided that I wanted to take part in it, but I don't think I actually decided to do it yeah, I said didn't decide not to do it too much this month, but I had good intentions. This is a worship book tag that I found on Prayer and Penguins, I believe, and I will link that channel as well. This is a wish list, some 5 stars. Oops. Okay. This is my 4th of July spread, as well as a travel spread. So sometimes I just dedicate one page for the spread. And so, yeah, I just did very simple. And then this was part of the magazine from Oklahoma. I like to recycle also some like pamphlets or some things I got from the areas we visited. So you're going to see this, like, me recycling a lot more in my other journal. But yeah, this was a fun trip. Really enjoyed it. That's a cool little mural we found, and he's like sitting up against the wall, but it looks like he's sitting on it, so I thought that was really cool. But yeah. And then this was my favorite book of the month, which is In Search of a Prince by Tony Shiloh. And this is actually what's it called? A sticker from my Disney sticker pack of Tiana. And I just liked how just simple, and like the outline was in like rose gold, and I feel like that really tied in with this, and then this gold foiling. And part of the book had like a fashion sense to it, so to me these are like patterns I would see, you know, in a skirt or something. So anyway, really liked how this turned out. My wrap up is here. I did acrylic paint, and you kind of see some rub off from this, but that's okay. These were watercolored, so I watercolored the turtles, the sea turtles, and then I outlined them in pen and then cut them out and pasted them in here, so it's kind of got like that 3D effect. And then I ombre'd the water and created like little waves here. So this was fun to do, and it stretched me a little more with my creativity. So there is my calendar. Tried to do the ombre effect. Gratitude, mood tracker, or the back of the turtles. I think this was actually a Pinterest idea, but I can't really remember as far as like to do the mood tracker. This was a Retold-a-thon challenge, and I think it's at the Brightside Girl she did this challenge, and it also had some Instagram challenges. So I just decorated this with as much of my Happy Planner stickers as I could, and wrote down like the prompts and stuff. It seems really busy. I don't know if I actually really like how it turned out. Maybe because it's just all like busy, but yeah, you'll like some and you won't when you're kind of being creative. So anyway, book reviews, book haul. So this was at Allison's channel, and I attempted to time block my reading. It just did not go as I planned, so decided not to do it. And then this was our first day of school, and there's my husband and there's me. These pictures came out way bigger than I thought they were going to, but oh well. But this is a simple spread, and we always say a prayer on our first day of school, and so I just wrote the prayer here. But yeah. And then we get into some birthdays. So my grandmother's birthday, kind of covering some stuff there. My mother's birthday is on this side. She had 50. Back to school readathon. And so again, I had some Instagram challenges there. And then I put like the subject, the book, and then I added this basically if I passed or failed it, depending on like if I finished reading it or if I DNF'd it, which is dropped. And then study hall was to watch a movie set in a school, so I watched Monsters University. So yeah. Favorite book of that month is The Secret of Pembroke Park by Julie Klassen. And this was I don't really know what type of paper this was, but almost like vellum-ish, I guess. But I just looked online how to draw like house plans and used a pencil to do that because the main character was interested in architect, so that's why. Wrap up. September was the last in this journal. So this is a board game theme, and so I did Monopoly. Oh, this is Uno. So I put our TBRs there, my TBR, my husband's TBR. And then, oh, this is a little like Dutch door, I guess. And this is King of Tokyo, if you know that game. We liked playing it. It's pretty like a game that you can just learn pretty quickly. And this is chess as my calendar. My gratitude tracker is Risk. That's also a fun game, a really long game. My husband and I have gone like 3 days where it just sat on the table because that's how long it took us to play. This is a puzzle, basically, because mood tracker and they're puzzle pieces. And then my book reviews are just playing cards on the side. This was another readathon. This is Tolkien readathon at a Hobbit's reading list, and it's like a choose your own path adventure. So I chose to be a Hobbit, and the Hobbit I chose was Samwise Gamgee. He is my favorite character in Lord of the Rings, and so I started in Bag End, and I attempted to get all the way to Mount Doom, but as you can see, I stopped at the Mines of Moria. Okay, so season-a-thon as well here. This one is like college theme where you pick your classes, and I actually like this version of season-a-thon a lot because something about picking your classes with the prompts, I don't know, maybe it's like the school nerd in me or something, but I attempted to also rate myself. I saw a couple of people do that with their season-a-thon where they would rate the classes, and so I thought that was pretty cool too, another element. So what grade they would have gotten depending on the percentage that they read. And then this is like a little family reunion spread. And then this is my favorite book of the month, which is State of Lies by Siri Mitchell. And this is pretty cool. Like the story was really cool. So it's not my favorite spread. I will say that. This was not a favorite, but I think it gets the point across. And then we have the September wrap up. And then the end pages. So yeah, and pocket full of other items. So that is the first half of the year. And I feel like at this point, I will just show you a second notebook in another video. So thank you for watching this, and I hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned for part 2. Bye guys.